Greetings, traders. I am going to try something new here. I'm going to try answering the emails that I'm receiving all the time because I get a lot of them. And I'm going to try answering them through the YouTube here so that I can refer people back to these YouTube videos and answer their questions for them. Otherwise, I got to send off a lot of emails every day, and it's really getting tough now. Okay, Matt asks a question here. Purchased code 1 and 2 several weeks ago and I love it. Planning to go into the charting in the near future. Have the Global Zen Trader demo and plan to get live account soon. I want to be organized and set up the right way on GZT and was wondering if you could send the file that has your trading platform settings saved. I can't seem to find the file on the website. Yes, I'm sorry about that, Matt. I tried to provide that to everyone and then I was getting a lot of feedback from people that it wasn't working. So I had to take it down. What I will do though is, I know I don't have time right now, but soon I'm going to do a video, put it up to YouTube here, and I will show you how to set it up just like I've got it from scratch. And that way you'll be able to set it up like mine if you want to. Sorry that the file isn't working, but I have no idea what's wrong with it and why it doesn't work across platforms. It works on mine, but I don't understand why it doesn't work on other people's. Okay, here is another question from Daniel, it looks like. He says, hey David, I just wanted to touch base with you since we last spoke. Been doing well with the code 1. However, there have been a few days that seem to not make sense. Today was one of those days. I was trading the 9 to 12 time frame and it just chewed me up, trying to figure out where I went wrong. Did you break the code in this time frame today? Okay, I assume that you mean the 9 to 12 time frame Pacific Standard Time. Is that correct? Or Eastern Time would be a little bit different. But what I recommend now is not even to bother to break the code. You don't really need to. You can just free trade the code if you want. And as you free trade it, you can also figure out what the code is. And then you can, and you don't even need to know the exact code. You can just see which codes are working. Which codes are working well, which codes aren't, which codes are offset, which codes aren't. And then as you go along, just you can improve your entries. Just simply by free trading. Otherwise, you're going to have to wait and then figure it out, and you know, why bother? I mean, that's the way I used to teach it, but I'm teaching it different now, where you just free trade the code. If you don't know about free trading the code, you should watch my update videos that I just put up last June on the watch pages. You'll see it there. Here's another question I've got. Hi David, I found your Oil Trading Academy today and I wanted to come to you to see if we could speak. I am a part-time oil trader, and while I have been studying the market since 2008 and been trying to learn to trade since 2014, I am still on a very early stages of my journey. I work in technology, but my goal is to transition into a day trader. Respectively, I saw some of your performance numbers, and I don't see down days being reported, which was naturally signaled caution. The other thing I am curious to know is what size has gone into those numbers too. There's a day of 9,000 plus. Would you be okay if I gave you a call at some point to discuss some of my questions? Yes. I get calls all the time. You can call me anytime. And a down day, well, you know, some days I hardly make anything, and some days I do have down days, obviously. But some days, you know, I don't really hardly make anything. And if you know the code, that's kind of like a down day, you know. Because when you know the code, you can basically just take one trade after another and get it right. But sometimes the code is, you know, so offset sometimes, or they're so tight and stuff like that, it messes you up. But if you look at the record carefully, you do see I do have down days. With respect to the other thing, curious to know what size has gone into those numbers too. You see me using 5 contracts. A contract, in order to take out a contract on oil or any other futures, you need to have a certain amount of money to do it with. Now this varies from broker to broker, and it goes pretty much anywhere from 500 to 5,000 plus. depending upon the price of oil. Oil's pretty cheap right now, so it's about 5,000 on the top side. It used to be 8,000 though. It just depends on what broker you go through. And you say, well, what's the difference in the brokers? Not really much. I mean, one broker is pretty much the same as another in general. Some of them do differ quite a bit. I mean, some of them do differ somewhat. Like, for instance, the difference between Mirrors futures or AMP futures, which is at the bottom end, $500 margin using NinjaTrader, is a bit different than the high end, which would be Interactive Brokers, which is like $5,000 margin, and the most advanced or most professional trading system in the world. And you can do everything you want with that broker. You can do, I mean, literally, you can do anything you want. And it's got the fastest executions. I mean, you could trade stocks, you can short OTCB stocks, you can trade any market in the world, you can trade everything. You got it. You can trade all markets in the world from one platform. That's the most advanced broker that I know of. I've been using them since 2002. But for futures brokers, you've got on the low end AMP futures, AMP, Mirrors futures, MIRUS, using NinjaTrader. I personally don't like NinjaTrader, but a little bit higher up, you've got like global futures. You can go get $1,000 margin through them per contract with multi-charts, or you can do their Global Zen Trader for like $2,500 margin. So every contract you need $2,500. Or if it's 1,000, every contract you need 1,000. Or if it's only 500, every contract you need 500. So 5 contracts would cost you $2,500 to open up the position. In other words, they'll freeze that money on you to open the position. Then when you close the position, they give you that money back. You can use the same software I'm using through Apex Futures, and they've got the Apex Trader. It's the same software as Global Zen Trader, and they offer margin for like $750 for oil. That's probably your best deal that you're going to get right there. Now, the only problem with them is they require like a $4,000 opening of the account. So you have to have $4,000 to open the account with. Whereas Global Zen Trader, I think Global Futures, I think they are only $2,000 to open the account, if I'm not mistaken. And you could use their multi-charts for 1,000, so you could open up one contract for 1,000, still have $1,000 left in there for a buffer. Or if you have $5,000 or $4,000, you can open up Apex and then, do like 2 contracts for $1,500 and still have, $2,500 left as a buffer, or even use 3 and have some buffer. You'd be cutting it close right there. Because if you go down, you're going down a lot at that point. Or you could use Mirrors or AMP, use Ninja. A lot of people do. And it's only $500 for your margin. So 5 contracts would cost $2,500. 1 contract would cost $500. 2 contracts, $1,000. That's why a lot of people go through them, because they get a lot of bang for their buck. I personally just don't like the NinjaTrader software, but a lot of people use it. So it's not as if you can't use it. You certainly can. If you wanted to go through Interactive Brokers, you would need $10,000 to open up the account, and then it's about $5,000 for one contract. So you'd be able to, open up one contract with 10 grand. See what I mean? It's all over the board. And you say, well, what's the difference then? If I go through one of these cheap ones, is it really horrible compared to, Interactive Brokers? No. But I personally don't like the NinjaTrader. I would use the one that I use, the Global Zen Trader or the Apex Trader. That's a really good software. It's very good. In many ways, it's better than Interactive Brokers. And if you're just going to trade oil, that's the best way to go. That's why you see me recommend that to everyone, because that's the best way to go as far as I know. Maybe there's a better way, but I just don't know of it. Don't get caught up in your broker. It's just a broker. Get caught up in learning how to take the right entries and make money that way. Anyway, you have many different options for your brokers and how much it costs, but you'll have to do your homework and your research on it to see which way you want to go. This isn't a question, but this is an email I got from a client, and I'd just like to read it and say thank you to Dan here. He says, "Dear David, I'm very glad for you that you took the decision to free yourself from the U.S. Keep in mind, I'm doing this for, because I am being harassed here in this country, and they are trying to set me up as, a criminal, a child molester, um, somebody who needs help from a psychiatrist, whatever they can set me up for, they're going to try to do so that I stop teaching how all of the markets are controlled by a computer program, which they obviously don't like. But you know what I got to say about that? I could care less what they like. They are nothing and nobodies to me in this life. I don't know how you managed to stay there for so long. Well, one of the things was I was ignorant. I didn't know how much better it was in other countries. I had no clue. Once upon a time, I tried to do something there, but just like you, I quickly realized that I had to leave. I understand. You came from another country, obviously, and saw the difference right away. But when you grow up here all your life, this is all you know. It's hard to imagine that there is something different. It's just hard to imagine. You have made the best choice. I'm happy that people like you still exist. Thanks. Now you need to find peace again within your soul, and Asia will be a perfect place for you to do so. Yes, it is a very peaceful, nice place, especially where I'm going. Time is our only master in this dimension. Free your mind and find your half if you can. I may have found her, and but if not, then I believe that I can over there, and I appreciate the support. Question from Paul. Hey pal, which video code 2 do you explain how to use the code 2 so-and-so move? I'm watching it now, but it just seems to bounce back and forth in a channel. Mild trend down. I think you're confused about that. And yes, you are confused about that. Let me think for a second which video that is. I cannot remember which video that is that I explain this in. And the new ones, I don't explain it at all. What I can do for you is give you charts of how that works that I used to do before, and then you'll see exactly how it works on the chart itself. That should help you. I'll try to remember to email the charts to you, and if I do not, and you hear this, remind me, and I'll do it. Question from Lewis. David, I'm a newbie. Would it be possible for me to copy your trades? Not really, no, but once you know the code, you should need to. Now, I can't tell if you've purchased yet or not. If you've purchased, then you should tell me what it is you're not understanding. And if you've purchased, then you should know what to do. It's very simple. You shouldn't need me for your trades. You should be able to make them on your own. That's really one of the reasons why I came up with the code, let everybody know so that they could just do it themselves. And plus, I have an agenda, which I'd like to talk about for a moment now. In case none of you are aware yet, I have an agenda here, and my agenda is to teach people what's really going on. Now that you know the markets are all controlled by a computer, you can wake up to an even larger truth. And there are many larger truths, believe me. The markets being controlled by computers, the least of them. And yet it is extremely profound. I want people to wake up to that fact. And there's a reason for that. Personally, I think it's a crime against all humanity for them to put all the markets under the control of a computer and then start Wall Street Journal, Bloomberg, CNBC, and the rest, and put on the illusion that everything is trading and that there are reasons for this and that and crises and all this, and all it is pure utter nonsense, and it's a 100% illusion, grand illusion taking place, and everything is exactly the way it's supposed to be. If Greece is going down, it's supposed to go down. It's scientifically engineered to go down by them, by the people who have put it under control of a computer. It's a crime against humanity, what they are doing, and is it a crime against me, what they are doing, simply for speaking the truth to people, and they want to gang stalk me and slander me all over the internet. I'll be back. with more questions and answers.